Well, y'all, it's the start of Black History Month and Nene Leakes is fighting for her rights, okay? We're going to talk about the latest that's going on with Nene Leakes and this sort of battle with the network or the powers that be or whoever it is, why she's bringing Porsha Williams into this, and so much more, okay? I'm also going to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, the season premiere, and I'm also going to speak a little bit about the Wendy Williams biopic and documentary as well, because I wanted to talk about these things over the weekend, but I was kind of like, I am tired. I was so tired from last week, but that's neither here nor there because I'm back with the jump off today, and we're going to get all the way up into it. And I saw your comments from earlier asking if I was going to be doing Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I'm trying my hardest to keep up with everything, okay? So we about to get into it. We about to get into the news first with Nene Leakes, because I know a lot of y'all come for the tea, you know what I'm saying? And some of y'all come for the recap. So we'll get into the tea first, okay? Now, Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes has taken to the Twitter yet again, okay? Yet again. I feel like, I should have known that it wouldn't be too long before we got back into some Nene Leakes dialogue, you know what I'm saying? But now, she's calling out her castmates, okay? Well, former castmates. So she says, stand up, protest, sign the petition and stop watching. The treatment of Black women behind the scenes is wrong. Even the cast that's currently filming knows wrong is and was happening. They try to silence us. We must speak up when wrong is happening. I won't stop, okay? So in this tweet, let's point out a couple of things. She says, even the cast that's currently filming knows wrong is and was happening. So basically what she's letting us know is that something was going on behind the scenes and that something is currently going on behind the scenes now, and they all know about it, okay? She says they're trying to silence us. We must speak up when wrong is happening. So if there was any indication that you thought that she was not speaking about the network in question, which was Bravo, this is who she's talking about, obviously. Then she goes on to say this. These are some interesting allegations. She says they pay off and reward lawyers, managers, agents, and even certain cast members to try to keep their dirty work going. I won't stop speaking out until something is done. I will call names if need be. Nene Leakes, who are the names? Who are the people? Well, guess what? We ain't got to wait long to find out, okay? Because in this next one, this is a retweet, okay? The person said at Nene Leakes, Porsha for real should be standing with you. And I'm not clear if this person said this too, or if Nene added this, but the rest of the post reads, they're scared to lose their checks, but you can't let them get away with discrimination, retaliation, and blacklisting and unequal pay. There's power in numbers. I will start calling everybody out. Yo, she about to burn the whole thing down, okay? She about to burn it all down, okay? So she says, I didn't say anything publicly for years, but I spoke out behind the scenes in emails, text messages, and conference call. I can show you. I spoke to executives for help as well for years. It must stop. It doesn't matter your race. Just fight for what's right, okay? So here she's basically saying that, this has been going on for years. She spoke about it behind the scenes when it was happening in emails, text messages, and conference calls, okay? She said she got the receipts. She spoke to executives for help as well for years. And now she's just basically saying fight for what's right. Here's my thing about this, and I get it. People have a right to protest. A person has a right to speak out against an injustice that they feel happened to them. On the flip side, her calling out Porsha, is, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit problematic. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that for Porsha, who is still obviously employed by the network, that would be shooting herself in the foot if she comes out in support of this or basically starts speaking out about it, because she's still, got jobs with the network. Not only is she on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she's also on as a panel member, the Bravo chat room, and she's also listed, I believe, as an executive producer on that show. So she, being a woman of color who is in these positions, you know, it's a different take on what we're seeing with regards to the network as well. So with Porsha also being employed in various facets, it is not going to behoove her to come out and be supportive. So it's kind of putting her in an interesting position. Now, it's interesting that she didn't call out Marlo, who was also still someone on the network, but she did go on to saying she will start calling everybody out. So I'm assuming that it probably doesn't, this probably includes Marlo as well in this discussion. You know, for me, I just kind of feel like, you know, I think that in this industry in entertainment, and it probably goes across many industries, you will face a lot of injustice, specifically in entertainment. And let me tell you why. You know, I learned this when I went to Hollywood. It is a situation where they know that so many people want to be put on, and so many people will do whatever to be put on. And this is not related to Bravo or anything like that. But what I'm saying is this. You know, I've been in situations with certain production companies, this is not including Bravo, that they will put you to work for free, okay? And then they will not pay you for what you're worth or what you're wanting done. So I guess what I'm saying is it's not easy to stay afloat in this business. And so you really have to be careful about how you move and maneuver as you pick and choose what companies to work with. Now, for me, Bravo was above board. Everything was good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was excellent. I felt like they rolled out the red carpet for me in terms of how they treated me, how the level of respect, you know, the conversations behind the scenes, you know. So for me, I was happy with it. But listen, I can't speak to her story. I cannot speak to her story because her story is true to her, right? So I can't say, hey, don't do what you're doing. But at the end of the day, I do feel like when you start to pulling other people into it, that gets into a tricky situation, because she might be thinking, well, dang, you my girl, why you doing this? I still gotta feed my family. I still gotta put food on my plate. You know what I'm saying? I love you, but what am I supposed to do about this, right? So it's an interesting quagmire. What do you guys think about this? You know, I'm interested in hearing what you think. I mean, I'm just sitting here trying to give you guys the real as I see it. You know, I want the best for Nene, and I would love for her to have been able to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta in a way that she was, you know, in the early seasons on this show, because I think that she has had such a great impact on this show, and she's a grounding figure on this show. She's a central figure on this show. I would love for them to be able to work all of this out and figure it all out, because I feel like a lot of these shows need an OG, right? So that's really where I'm at with it. I'm all for the betterment of whatever's going to be best for the show. On the flip side, sometimes you just have to move on. Okay? And that's that on that. Okay? Now I want to get into Love and Marriage Huntsville, because what I have to say about Wendy Williams is going to be relatively short. I watched the season premiere of the second half of season 2 of Love and Marriage Huntsville this weekend, and I can tell you one thing. First off, I was so excited to have this show back. I love seeing the reality of these relationships play out on the screen, and a couple of things that I felt like we need to address, because I felt like this episode was kind of just getting us reacclimated with the group. You know, Mel and Martell are actually getting a divorce. It's like actually legit happening right now. And Mel has been in Atlanta, and now she's coming back, you know. And the only thing I was wondering is when she was coming back, and I get that she has the 2 weeks with the kids, 2 weeks off, but I was kind of like, well, why wouldn't you go see the kids first? But I also realized that comes with seeing Martell, because she goes and sees old girl first to have a conversation with her and a workout with her before she goes to see Martell and the kids, okay? Now, with regards to Melody and Martell, I just feel like, in my opinion, you know, I don't know this man, but Martell just gives me like you low down and dirty vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, he the type of person I feel like that will just say whatever to get people on his side and think what he wants them to think about a person that he's currently beefing with. We saw him do this to, you know, Marcel and Letitia. You know what I'm saying? We saw him do that. And now he's eating crow, going back to them to get them on his side because he don't have no allies on that show because he didn't dismissed everybody. You know what I'm saying? And now that he ain't got Melody backing him, he needs some people on his team. So that's why he running over there to them, apologizing to them. And I was so here for Letitia because she was just basically like, this is, Marcel, this is all on you. I ain't even dealing with this, okay? And I just feel like, you know, the way he gaslights and treats Melody and riles her up is just awful to me. I can't stand that. And it just, to me, I feel like, you know, you a man. Like, so even if you're gonna, like, it's already bad that you cheating, allegedly, or whatever, you know. We already know what's up. But now, you know, it's one thing to do that, but to me, I kind of feel like, give the woman, you know, and the mother of your children a certain level of respect that you're going to make sure that they're taken care of. Because ultimately, that's the mother of your child. You got to always carry a certain level of respect for her and for women in general so that when your daughters look at how you have treated her, they always see that a man has treated a woman with respect, and that is what they need in their own lives. Because when they watch this stuff play back, when they watch this in years to come, and as they hear these conversations that are going around, you know, while they're in the house, because they was right upstairs when this argument happened, they're gonna look back and they're gonna at some point in time realize my dad treated my mom horribly. And to me, that's the most important thing. And I understand you're doing a reality TV show, but these kids need to see something different, okay? That's that on that. I don't really have too much else to say because not a lot else really went down. But, you know, we'll just try to, we'll keep up with this show as it goes along. Next, I need to talk about Wendy Williams and this documentary and this biopic. Now, let me tell y'all something. 4 hours of content is too much. It is too much, Lifetime and Wendy. It was too much for me. I was overwhelmed by the amount of hours I had to sit in front of the TV to try to watch and digest all of this information. Y'all needed to make this a 2-weekend event, okay? The biopic one weekend and then the documentary the next weekend. It was way too much. Now listen, if I had to pick or choose one or the other, then I would say only go with the documentary because to me, that was the most informative. That's what I really want to see. I want to see Wendy detail these things in her own words. Now, seeing this girl, Sierra Payton, I think that was her name, run around here giving us the joy of being Wendy Williams, I was here for it. It was low-key fun and funny, and it was nice to see, you know, Wendy's story told in that way. But for real, it was just a lot for one night, okay? It was a lot for one night. And then she spent most of the documentary crying and things with the caviar and cookies and milk and whatever else. And I was just like confused because clearly the brother, you and the brother was cool enough for him to do this documentary. But now y'all beefing it with each other in the media, spilling each other's tea. It don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. Now, again, my takeaways from this situation was very good though. You know what I'm saying? My takeaways from this is be your wonderfully weird self. You know what I'm saying? Love your wonderfully weird self. Love yourself. Be your own best friend. Set your own standards high. And do whatever you want to do, okay? Do whatever you want to do in this life. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do what you want to do and be the you that you want to really be. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems to me that Wendy Williams' story is that she got to where she is with intense and fierce determination, but also wearing tiaras and furs and big old wigs and just being her wonderfully weird self. And to me, she's still celebrated to this day. That's the reason why I tune in to watch her. I mean, because we can get hot topics anywhere, but at the end of the day, the way Wendy delivers it is fun. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, she was quite messy because, you know, that wife of Method Man is coming after her in the media for, you know, spilling the tea like that. And so those are the things that, you know, Wendy also has to balance out on her own as her own karma. But at the end of the day, I do feel like, you know, they were both done well. I just wish that they were on two separate nights. Because quiet as it's kept, and I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you, I fell asleep on the documentary because I was just tired, okay? I was tired. I was so tired, okay? I tried my hardest, all right? I tried my hardest. I'm going to have to go back and try to finish watching it one day when I got time. But now I have to wait a whole nother 4 hours to figure out from the time that things start, the biopic start, because, you know, Lifetime is going to play it back to back again, okay? So now I got to figure this out and try to figure out a way to watch the documentary only, okay? Now, that's all I got for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm done for the day. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button, and I'm going to catch you in the next video.